Hello world, my name is Ihor and this is another episode of Beats from Scratch. Actually, this is some kind of a retro beat from scratch because we've got Roland MC 303 Groovebox, which was released in the mid-90s. This is a 28-note polyphonic so-called rompler. A rompler is a synthesizer that plays prefabricated sounds based on the audio samples. It features a sequencer with 8 polyphonic tracks or parts, 1 rhythmical and 7 tonal. On the rhythmical parts, there are 12 drum kits available, including 808 and 909 from Roland. And on the 7 tonal parts, there are more than 400 presets or tonal presets to choose from. It also can do MIDI in and out so that you can control it with an external sequencer or use its own sequencer to control other gear. It also has an arpeggiator, some play quantization, effects like delay, reverb, flanger, and chorus, an LFO, resonant filter, envelope controls, and a very special low boost knob at the back over here to just get your lows right. This is some kind of a mastering chain. So this machine is relatively cheap. I purchased it for a bit more than 100 euros here in the Netherlands on the Marktplaats. I checked reverb, it was a bit more expensive over there, but I'm sure you can find it for relatively cheap price. I also checked a couple of the tutorials on the internet, and I'm gonna put the links to those that I very liked in the description to understand how it works a little bit. It's quite powerful drum machine and Groovebox actually, and I think I'm just scratching the surface of it only. I also found this machine quite glitchy while working on it, and I'm not sure whether it's this particular unit or all of them are like that, but sometimes it just can reset the BPM or do some weird sounds here and there. Let me know in the comments what kind of glitch you will notice while I'm gonna be doing the beat. With this in mind, let me show you the first important trick that you have to learn about it. It's how to reset the entire pattern. So I'm gonna go into user pattern 50. If you have this large U over here, capital U over here, it means that this track has already some sequences going and it's not really empty. And to empty it, I have to hold Shift Funk, then find delete over here. It goes into this pattern all thing. Then we have to select all the parts and hit enter. And then we have to select how many of the bars we would like to delete. So current from 1 to all bars, and then hit enter. Sure, yes. And now we have an empty pattern, which pretty much doesn't really play even. And we have the locus U that indicates that. And this is the way you delete or empty the pattern on this machine. A little bit more complicated than on Electron with Funk Play, but also I think it's a little bit more safe. And with all this in mind, let's try to make some music on this. So we've got an empty pattern, and I would like to start with laying down the kick drum so that I have something to relate to, and then some melodic parts, and then come back and lay down some other percussion parts. There is only one particular limitation that I have on this machine. Probably it's because of the machine, but I'm not sure. Every time I go through the recording phase of this machine, it resets quite a lot of parameters. So for example, if I set the tempo into something and then I go to record through the recording and then I stop it at some point, it goes back to 120. So we're gonna remain at 120. And also it resets quite a lot of other parameters which are related to mixing. So that's why I would like to put all the drums and everything in place and then try to mix it with filters and stuff like that. So that's the idea. And I hope it's gonna work. So and our first thing is going to be a kick drum. So I'm gonna go into tone over here. And we already have the drum kit number 1, 909, but we also have 12 different drum kits here, but I'm gonna be using the 909. So we can play back different sounds here, and then change the octaves and have all kinds of different samples in place, like clap and drum, the kick drum. So that's exactly what we need. And now I'm gonna go into the recording. So first page here defines how many bars you're gonna record. Second page, select the sound. There is a bit of reverb, but then again, like if I'm gonna change the parameters right now, they're gonna reset every time I record stuff. So we keep the reverb, but then we're gonna mix it a little bit later. So this kick drum, I'm gonna go into the next page, and here we have the sequencer that started running already. I'm gonna select here the number 3, which gives us maximum of velocity. So these are like velocity presets, and start putting the kick drum from page 1. This is like a step sequencer up to page 4. And then on the page 4, I would like to go with lower velocity over here. Nice. I would like to also put the hi-hat. So with shift we can select different sound, and it's gonna go into sequencer of this sound. So I'm gonna put like closed hi-hat or offbeat hi-hat. Okay, nice. That's on the 3rd page. So here, maybe something like this. And again, we can go with lower velocity here. Yeah, sounds good to me. And we can stop. The only thing I would like to do now is to go into delay or reverb settings. So this one defines how much of the part goes into the reverb. If I set it to 0, again, it's gonna reset at some point. So I'm gonna keep it at 20. This defines what kind of reverb or delay we have. So I have no idea what this is, but I'm gonna leave it as such. But what I can do, I can go and arm this funk function or button and remove a bit of level of the effects. So whenever you're arming the funk button, all these inverted functions will be available. And now, yeah, we have way much less reverb on the kick drum and entire part. Again, effects are related to the part. So if we're gonna put reverb on the part 1, it's gonna affect all the sounds, including the hi-hats and everything else. So I'm gonna go into tonal track 1. And this one I would like to be some kind of chord. Definitely not this sound, maybe something here. I think that's gonna be fine. Yeah, I just would like to record this kind of like chord progression. So it's D minor and A minor, and everything is in A minor scale, so that we can use then white buttons, you know, to play the melody. So I'm gonna hit record. Again, we have the length. That's not really interesting for us now. And the moment I hit play, it's gonna start pre-count. That gives me a possibility to rehearse a little, and it's gonna be 2 bars long, and then it's actually going to start recording. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think I did a mistake while recording. And let's go into delete part 1 and then enter. Now I'm gonna delete just notes in part 1 for all the bars because I made a mistake. Not ideal scenario to delete one thing, but yeah, we still have our kick drum and hi-hat, and we also have to select the sound again. I think it was 21. Yes. So let me be careful. Okay, that works. Again, we're gonna work on sound design or filtering a little bit later because, yeah, resetting problem. I'm gonna go into track 2, and here I would like to go with the bass line. I found 4/7, not couple of octaves down. It sounds very good. Okay, let's rehearse a little bit. Yeah, maybe something like this. Let's try. Okay, that works. That was a little bit like unquantized thing, I think, but it's fine. I'm gonna go into track 3 and select the pad, and I found some interesting sounds over here in the bank 5. Very nice. Or maybe another one. Let's use this one. I hope just can make it touch quieter and it's not gonna reset. There's probably something with this real-time modify thing, but which I don't know, but whatever. Just gonna record a sustained note and maybe hit a lower note over there and see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think it's fine. It just gives a little bit of ambience and noise. Okay, let's move on. The next thing I would like to add is going to be a clap and some other percussive elements. So we have this clap over here. Let me go into the recording. I'm gonna do the steps recording and just put claps where they should be, always. Again, the volume reset of the pad. Well, that's not correct. That's not where the claps are. You hear how glitchy it is. It's crazy, isn't it? I think it's just this unit. It shouldn't be as glitchy as it is right now. Maybe just... and maybe another one over here. Yeah, okay, that works. Actually, let's go and mute a couple of things. So the mutes here are quite interesting because here you have the part selection and these tracks work as selecting a different part. Then you can mute the entire part, like rhythm, for example. Then you have no drums whatsoever and then bring them back. Or mute annoying pad. But also you can go into rhythm mute and mute particular tracks inside of the rhythm track. But you have to know which one of the samples correlates to which signature here, like whether it's bass drum or snare drum, hi-hat and whatnot. Okay. And last thing I would like to add is going to be an arpeggiator, but I'm not going to record anything because I can play it live actually with an arpeggio. To do that, I'm gonna go into track 4 and select this sound. And now if I activate arpeggiator, there are different styles of arpeggiator available, but we also can change the amount of like octaves or range it goes, and also change the accent rate. I think it sounds cool. You can change the filter and stuff like that. And we can work on the effects as well. And I think right now it's kind of safe to work on the effects because I'm not going to put any recording anymore. I'm just gonna use this one as live effect or live play thing. I actually very like it. But first, let's put chorus or flanger. And here I'm gonna go into flanger or chorus. So first we can select the type. I'm gonna go for flanger, I think, flanger chorus, just flanger. Yeah, let's do this one. And then the amount. It became wider. Also, there is some modulation going. Nice. And we can bring the effects a little bit a little bit more loud. And I'm gonna go also into the part here and send it a little bit more into reverb. Because here we have this reverb available. And then I can also go and send other parts. So bassline, I don't really need it to go into reverb. This one, no, I think it's a pad. A pad can go into reverb. Something like this. And then this one, nope, which is our bassline. And our chords definitely heavily go to reverb. And now rhythm part doesn't go to reverb at all. And now if I select the funk over here and arm it, I can control the levels of different parts and we can mix our stuff in. So let me first just make all of them quiet. And if I play it, yes. So I'm gonna make our drums super loud, yeah, like this. Then we go into the first part, which is chord. And if I remove funk, I can use filter. Yeah, like this. And then we can go into the next one, which is our bassline. Nice. And this is pad. And then our arpeggiator. I think pad has disappeared already. I have no idea where it gone. But whatever, we have this one now. And then we can mute stuff. Chords brighter and go back to arpeggio. Definitely not the best track that I've ever made. But still good. What if we boost the lows? I think our pad was on mute actually. No, it doesn't sound right. I think that's pretty much it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope you've learned something new for yourself that you can apply to your own music production workflow, or at least got inspired to go and make music. There are several ways to support this channel. First of all, we've got the Patreon community with a Discord server. Go to patreon.com/Ihor and check those tiers and consider to become one. Of course, you can like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment down below and hit this bell button to receive notifications, or actually hit that thanks button over there. All this helps this channel to get exposed to the larger audience. And if you're interested in the gear that I feature in my videos, well, not really this one, but any other, you can always use affiliate links in the description. And if you would like to check other Beats from Scratch videos, you can check either this one or that one. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, have fun.